Thanks for staying tuned. So this week, we're focusing on areas that bring wholesomeness and entrench bliss in the family. So we'll be asking, how important is play in the scheme of things among family members? So husband, wife, mommy, daddy, and their children.
Play is the focus. Now, also we shall find out if it is a myth, the belief that daughters bond better with their fathers. I see someone in agreement with me here. Not to worry, we intend to look at both sides of the coin here on this topic today.
And perhaps you still have issues with stability and coping with the current situation. Farron's conversation with her guest, Oloe Shikoya, on the Money series is sure to be of great help to you.
Alright, so I am looking forward to a very good show for me. And meanwhile, how was your week?
Interesting. It was just quiet. So I didn't know that people that used to work from home, these are people used to enjoy it. But they did not tell me that the downside of it is that you'll be strolling to your kitchen every now and then to go and be getting food. So I worked from home, I think twice this week. And it was really nice. It's always nice when there's power and then the Wi-Fi is working well. So it was very relaxed. I could take breaks in between. And, you know, I really enjoyed it. So it was just a cool, chilled week, and I reset my mindset not to worry so much. I was like, when the fuel price hike happened, I was in this constant worry of, God, how will I be able to afford this? How will I do this? I was looking at Excel sheet, looking at budget, and I was like, oh, for me, I don't care yourself. Just everything's going. So yeah.
Okay, so good to know that you had.
How was your week?
My week was a bit hectic. I had a few assignments, so I had to be on the road. The good thing is that the roads are not as as they always have been. So you can really say, if you have an appointment for 2 o'clock, you leave your place at 1. Give yourself 1 hour. Now you can actually plan and time yourself, and you won't be late at functions. You know?
So the great thing though is that the whole hike we complain about it, but it does has one good side, which is traffic is not.
And people are going in more for bulk purchases now.
Yes, and then carpooling. So if you don't have to drive all the way, if you have to share with your friend, you share. You can just add a little token to their fuel fare without putting so much. And places that nobody would have driven to, you can track them. Or you enter bus.
Oh my God! All right. So how was your week? We hope you had a good time too, just like we had. Alright, so can we just dive right into the issue for today, whichever you look at it. I believe that better days are ahead. First on our mind today is the importance and the impact of play on the family.
And we have joining us to provide answers a lawyer, a certified community mental health trainer, an emotional intelligence specialist, team bonding facilitator with a passion for helping families and couples find healing. Please welcome Zuriel, Oloe. Hey God. I'm so sorry.
Zuriel, thank you for joining us. There's no better time than now to unveil this very important but mostly overlooked area. So so great to have you join us on the show.
Thank you for having me.
First thing from me, why should we be having this particular conversation at this point in time? Why are we looking at play as a vital, subject in family bonding, family harmony, and all of it? Why now?
First and foremost, I'll say play is therapeutic in itself. And I was saying to someone day before yesterday that if there is anything, and every family should have 2 key ingredients. Every family must have in their family vision is having play, having fun as a key important tool in their family vision. Because 1, play keeps the family down. You bond with play. Play is communication in itself. So when you say play is therapeutic, what does play do to you as an individual before you even express it out to someone else? If you can't play with yourself, it's impossible for you to play with someone else. So first and foremost, you must know how to first and foremost understand what play is. Know how to play. Know the types of play you want to. Play does not mean you have to be aggressive.
Okay.
It doesn't mean you have to climb the mountain, you have to somersault. No. That in itself. So you have diverse kind of play that bonds the family together, that brings the family together, and that just takes away stress.
Okay, so you talked about me, the personal play. What can I do apart from the physical, you know?
One thing you need to learn to do is enjoy your space. Enjoy yourself. Be in tune with yourself as an individual. Be there for you at every moment, no matter what is happening, no matter what you're experiencing. You will go through challenges, you will go through stress, but how do you, as an individual, first and foremost, detox everything inside of you? And it has to do with you understanding yourself, know when your body is talking, know what your body is expressing to you. And because if you cannot define what your body is expressing to you, it becomes difficult for you to help your body. So it's not just the body, it's also the body, the mind, and your soul or your spirit.
Okay.
Okay, so what
That gets
involved in this play. Because you are rejuvenating every aspect of you as an individual. And that's why I said play is therapeutic.
So I really like when Helen and I were discussing this topic, I was like, oh, this is really a nice topic. But what happens, because I like to play, I have a good sense of humor, you know, I can clown around.
Who told you?
But what happens, I get a lot of feedback
No,
from
really,
my colleagues and all that.
do.
So, but I was just wondering, for couples, for example, what happens when one person is a playful partner and the other person is just one uptight and they're like, whoa, 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 and you're not have time for these games or anything. How does the playful partner help imbibe his spouse or her spouse into that activity?
So if you're married to a creative convertible, the people will call the sanguine, you're definitely going to have a very playful partner.
Okay.
Because it also has to do with that person's personality. Our personality also has a way that makes us function as an individual. So if you're married to an intimidating Oma, the ones we call the choleric, okay, they may not find play as in fact, play is never in their DNA.
Wow.
Because they are just walk, and they want results. So when you marry an individual that is a creative convertible, you need to understand yourself.
A creative
convertible, that's a sanguine.
Okay.
That's a sanguine. So you need to understand yourself. And this starts even before you're married. It starts while you're dating. So while you're dating, you need to understand how your person detox. You need to understand how your person relaxes. You need to understand how your person unwinds. And it has to be a topic of discussion.
Okay.
So if you're going to get married, you create your family vision even before you get married.
Interesting.
Not after you've gotten married. Because you're already in the ship and it's already sailing. So when you marry someone that you find out that, oh, this person is not playful, this person cannot take play, you want to find out what happened, because the language of a child is play. Except where the child gets to a point where something happens to that child, maybe a traumatic event, or maybe parents took away childhood from that child and gave the child adulthood at a young age. So the child will definitely lose the essence of play. So you want to find out what has happened to that person.
God, you want to marry someone, you talk to psychologists like that.
You help the person get help. You help the person get help if it's something you cannot deal with.
Okay. I like the fact that you talked about vision in marriage. That's interesting, but I feel like we'll be deviating to
the vision.
Another topic.
This just must be one of it, you know.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
So we're talking about the relevance, the important impact of play, you know, on every single member of the family. So let's shift our focus now to the children. How does play contribute to the children's overall development and well-being?
So basically, if there is anything that helps a child's psychological, emotional, social well-being, and sometimes people say spiritual growth also, is play. Because I said earlier on that the language of every child is play. So when you notice that a child is not playing, at a certain age. Normally, when a child begins to be like maybe 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, there are certain things the child is expected to start doing. A child is supposed to start trying to pick things, trying to put everything into his or her mouth, and those are all form of play. So when you notice that the child is not playing at that stage, 8 months, 9 months, 10 months, 1 year, you want to go get a medical help to find out what is happening to the growth of that child. Maybe there's a challenge, there's a developmental stunt that has happened to that child. But for a child, when a child plays, you're helping the child to stay in tune of the childhood. The child can express themselves. A child will listen to music and will want to dance or want to sing along. So you have what you call the play therapy. So you have play therapy, you have therapy. A child is drawing. It's a way of expression. A child just comes home and is screaming. It's a way of expression. But it helps the child stage by stage. And you also know that you have a child that has not experienced a shutdown in his or her life. Or that you as a parent, you are also helping your child to grow wholesomely. Because play is wholesome. And it gives the individual wholesomeness. So I said earlier that play is communication also. So if I come in here and I see every one of you just seated and I start playing, I'm saying something. What is happening to you people? Let's play. Or you said you're a very playful person and people are already giving you that feedback. So if you come here and I know that you're a very playful person, that once you come into a place, you are the life warrior of the party, and I'm seeing that you're not doing that 5-10 minutes, I want to find out what's happening to you.
Exactly.
Because you as an individual, you play itself. And it just simply says that most likely you did not develop your playful nature in your adulthood. So that playful nature had already come from when you were a baby, when you were a child, and your parents did not shut it down.
Okay, so
shutting it down.
But let's talk about, so you've explained children playing by themselves, couples playing with each other, parents playing with their children. Because also, like, you know, parents were quick to chase our children. Oh, yeah, go and play, go and play. But what about us playing? Yes, parents playing with their children. What does it do for the parent and for the child?
So for the parents, what it does for the parent, or for both parents and the child, it increases the bond. It breaks whatever walls or barriers that may be building unconsciously or intentionally. So one of the unconscious barriers that is built amongst parents and children is you find a parent, when the child is still a baby, a toddler, they carry, they play, the child begins to grow into preteens and into teens, and the play suddenly stops and everybody's serious. At that point, you want to find out what is your communication level with your child. What's your bonding with your child? Because it looks as if parents bond more with their children from age 0 to age 8 to age 9, and by the time they're entering secondary school, everything is dwindling down. You're taking your over seriousness and pouring into that child. So, but for parents, it creates a better bonding. It creates a better oneness. Your child is free to meet you and say to you anything.
Okay.
So you have, your child has access to you. You also have access to your child. It is lack of play that breaks the bond between a parent and their child and makes it difficult or impossible for your child to have access to you or for you to have access to your child. So when you begin to hear things about your child from outside or your child just suddenly becomes one that is no longer talking, that chatterbox you used to have at 3, at 4, the child is no longer talking, the child just wants to be on their own. It's not that something has happened to that child, it's just that as a parent, you basically cut off that aspect. Children want to play with their parents. They want to catch fun.
Thank you for staying there. It's still today with John and Helen, and we're looking at the importance of play, you know, in the family, especially at a time like this where stress is everywhere. And I like the way you're, you know, treating this subject matter. Because when you talk play, ordinarily we're thinking of okay, let's go on holidays, you know, let's go to the gym, let's go out there, let's work together, let's stroll together, let's jog together as families. But you're talking about, you know, connectivity even within the four walls of the family. And it's more emotional than it is physical from your point of view. So what are the benefits of play in reducing stress and promoting mental health for both children and the parents? Mental health issues are everywhere.
Everywhere. So this is what I'll always say when it comes to play and mental health. I remember I said play is therapeutic. So in mental health is play, mental well-being is play. If you want to heal anything, go play, go sing.
Oh, really?
Go sing.
So what does play do to you on stress? So when it comes to stress, it helps you rejuvenate your mind. It takes your body from the place of tension to the place of bliss, harmony, and peace. Play for your mental health it helps your mental health to connect to you, to connect to your spirit man, to your inner man. So you find out that there are times when people are battling a certain kind of mental health issue. They say have their support system around them. And what should their support system be doing? You find that their support system are always encouraged, always talk to them, always gist with them, have one game or the other. Do not say anything that would trigger them. Don't say anything that would get them upset. Remind them of fond memories. Remind them of fond memories. Ask them what they want to do. So when it comes to mental health, play will just help you in itself, because play is medicine. It's medicine to the soul. So it gives you that medication, that inner man medication, that your tablets, the tablets you're not taking, the places the tablet is not accessing, is basically getting it to.
Wow.
Okay. Interesting. I feel like everything that we need to survive or to be whole, God has already just put it inside. And then just teaches people like you to help everyone else unlock those things. I wanted to find out from you, though, does play have an impact in a child's academic achievement? How can a parent, teacher use play in helping a child improve with their schoolwork?
So you want to understand your child or your children. So if you have more than one child, you want to understand their style of learning.
Each and every one.
Each and every one of them, yes. You want to. So it's not the style of learning that your first child is used to. Your second child will want to. That's why sometimes you find that. So why did they make A, B, C, D, E, F, G? A for apple, B for ball.
Even this song, I can't spell a hippopotamus without singing this song. H-I-P for the
Yes. So you need to understand that there are children whose learning capacities and ability is different. So the style of learning must, and that is why you have so when you have a Montessori teacher, when you have a play therapist working with a child, so they say a child is not doing well academically, what the first thing I want to find out is, hope all is well with the child. If I get all is well, what is the child learning style? Why do you think some people would use music to read? Why do you think some people are not bothered when if you like be 100 people here and you are screaming and they are still reading? Because their learning style is different. So it is not about being over serious. Sometimes you're trying to enforce a child to learn in a certain style, learning style, shuts the child down. In fact, the child loses interest in academics. And the child starts sliding down. You have some children who will purposely fail, not because they don't know it. They'll purposely fail because they feel that you want them to be like you in your style of growth.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So when you understand how a child learns, I know children that have introduced to music. I know adults who have introduced to music. I know adults who have told them or have said to them, okay, so after 10 minutes of reading or after 15 minutes of reading, get up, go and play, come back.
Okay. Okay.
So it's understanding what your system and your brain can assimilate. Also understanding your emotional stability and wellness at that point in time.
Okay. All right, I think we're almost winding down.
Yeah, we're
show.
Wrapping up, yes.
Yes, but my final question, well, is it a question or a remark, is like, if somebody were, somebody's attention were drawn to this area, play, for the first time, something. This is something we do unconsciously, but you're helping us, like she said, put it together. So if someone were, okay, so this is how important play is in the family. How do you help such a person to organize play? What should be happening now for us to get results in families?
So working with some families, I've been
like 3, 4, 5 nuggets.
Yes, okay. Working with families, I've been able to recommend play for them. The first thing is, how does a family run?
Okay.
From Monday to Sunday. Or Sunday to Saturday, how does it run? Okay. What time? So there are times that every one of you needs to sit at the dining. Yes, we know, especially if you're living in Lagos, it does not look as if it's possible. But you need to create an intentional day for your family. It doesn't have to be every day, but an intentional day, which is one, where every one of you will have to sit at the dining while you are eating. Yes, they say etiquette, don't talk while you're eating, but there are some talks that have to go on that.
And not every home has got a dining.
Not every home, wherever you want to sit, on the floor, wherever you're all eating. An intentional day. Then 2, what do you also want to do? Ask the children at home, how do you think we should create fun in this home?
Okay. Carry them along.
Carry them along. So there are days you're having family bonding. There are days you're having husband and wife bonding.
Okay.
There are days you're having daddy and the sons bonding. There are days you're having daddy and the daughters bonding. Same way you're having mommy and the sons bonding, mommy and the daughters bonding.
Okay.
So when you're able to do this, at least maybe twice a month for a start, if you've not been doing it before, it becomes a culture in the home. It becomes difficult or impossible for you to lose sight of your children, or for you to lose that closeness and bonding for your children. The same way some of us at this age now, we cannot have more than a 5 minutes discussion with our parents.
Yeah.
And that is where it actually started from. Some people didn't experience play with their parents, or they experience play at a point in time, everything just shut down. So you have parents who are in their 70s, they have children who are in their 40s, they go to visit them, their eyes, Mom, good afternoon, Daddy, good afternoon, how are you? They sit down, the children are playing with the children, and people wonder, why come the grandparents are connecting with the children? I think because the grandparents already become children all over again.
Yes, and then the grandparents also played with them.
Yes, their grandchildren. So you as a parent, if you do not take a cue from what is happening between your own parent and your own children, it's going to be a vicious circle.
Alienated.
Okay, we just have a few minutes to wrap up. Thank you so much, Zuriel. I feel like you should write a book.
It's like endless.
Do a thesis, like an experiment on this whole play thing. It's so, and then every time I'm hearing you speak, I'm going back into my own childhood and just realizing how playful my parents were with us when we were growing up. And even now, sometimes we tease them. We just call, so even sometimes my mom's English name is Eunice. So sometimes we just go and say, Eunice, what's going on? And we could do that because they are still playful and they raised us that way. And, sometimes, yes, when I get feedback of how playful I am, I'm like, you have not met my brother and my sister. My siblings are more playful. And it just allows us to just get through life easily. So thank you so much
for having
this.
Me.
It's been
thank you. I also remember once in a while, when I call my mom and I sense that her spirit is low, I just begin to call her some very special names. Or Chanya, the queen of all women, my beautiful mommy. And she has this very special way of laughing. And I know I have hit the spot. Thank you. This has been very helpful. Thank you. And well done for the job you do. All right then. Thank you. Now, every family, whatever society status you belong, this is definitely for you. And the guest has really made my day. And I believe she has been able to answer lots of your questions as they pertain to play in the family.
Okay.
Thank you again for coming, my sister.
And so if you haven't as a family inculcated play into your life, you see many reasons why you should do so. So we'll take another break, and when we come back, we'll be talking about, you know, she said something about father-daughter bond. We'll be looking at that. Just stay with us.